Mariah May is one of those in the women's division who is a true total package, and I'm excited to see what's going to happen moving forward as we talk about the potential of her and Tony splitting up and things like that. And so it's been a lot of fun to watch this. So, what do you think of this match?
I loved it, and for the very reasons you just said, because I am a huge Harley Cameron fan. I was a fan when she was joining the QTV,
Oh
and
gosh, it was so great.
her personality is great. She's a great addition to Saraya. I just think the Outcasts, they need a muscle, and I think Camille Brickhouse would be great, but they need a
You're
muscle
right.
person to join them. But Harley Cameron's character, this crazy, just out there, like you don't know if she's just gonna choke somebody, kind of mentality. And and like you said, Mariah May could be. I don't mean in moves, but I mean comparatively, she's kind of the top tier. I think she's probably one of the best all around wrestlers in the AEW women's division because of her physical ability in the ring, her ability to work with a lot of people, her facial expressions, the way she tells a story, her backstage, her promos. She's a likable person, likable wrestler. And Harley Cameron, again, I didn't have high expectations for her wrestling ability, and she surpassed my low expectations, which is all she had to do. Harley Cameron just needed to show up and be Harley Cameron, and she actually was much better than I was even expecting. But she didn't even have to do much because, like you said, Mariah May was able to balance that out. But as far as the storyline and everything, I thought this was tremendous. And again, Harley didn't have to do a whole lot of moves to be Harley. The beating her on, sitting on top of her, beating her and doing all this crazy stuff. And also Saraya's shenanigans outside the ring. And like we said, aside from the hot take, that's another thing that Saraya is great at, is interacting with the fans at the side. She was able to interact and get a lot of fan back and forth with some folks. And I think that's a good pairing. I think this match was great. As far as what you said about, it takes two to wrestle, you're right. I think that I was going to push back a little bit because like Will Ospreay and a lot of those folks, when they wrestle the dummy, the Yukiomo. However, here's the thing. What you said is true, because you could have an opponent that has a net negative against you.
Right.
You could have somebody that actually makes the match worse than wrestling a dummy. Harley Cameron was fantastic, and it was for my compared to my expectations. I love her character. I think Mariah May is gonna at this young age, having her in AEW is tremendous. I mean, at some point she's gonna get the title. I thought this was great all around. It was a great showing for the women's match. My only other thing is, I think it's time to get some women's tag titles, because we need to showcase more of the women's division.
As much as I know Mariah is like a staple in the ring or in the women's division, I know she's on Team SPD, so I'm always rooting for people on Team SPD extra. But there was a point where I was like, Harley could steal a win here. They could book her where she's strong, which I wouldn't like, because for the longest time Mariah was undefeated in AEW, and that was a great streak to have. And now I think she's 7-3 now, 8-3 with the record that I saw that popped up. So I want her to get on another winning streak moving forward. But anytime Saraya is on the ringside, you have that X factor, and so I think the women's division needs a good stable like that. Adding one more person to the formerly known as the Outcasts group would be a great addition. Like you said, the muscle, or someone big, or someone that just anybody really. I mean, I would be fine with a Marina Shafir joining them, even, because you have two women that are so like cheesy and annoying and great talkers. Then you have Marina Shafir is just going to punch you in the mouth and knock your teeth out.
Marina Shafir doesn't need to say a word and just stand there like this.
So I think that would be really compelling to add someone like that if you were not going to introduce someone new.